नमस्कार दोस्तों, क्वालिटी मैग्नीफाई इंडिया में मैं आपका दोस्त दीपक कुमार सामल आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। हम लोग एपीआई 510 का सीरीज के बारे में बात कर रहे थे और एपीआई 510 के कुछ स्लाइड भी हम लोग पहले देख चुके हैं। एपीआई 510 में मैं अब टू चैप्टर 5 तक कवर किया था। अभी चैप्टर 6, 7, 8 ही बाकी रह गए। हम लोग उसको 3 वीडियो में चैप्टर 6, चैप्टर 7 और चैप्टर 8 को कवर करेंगे। आज हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे चैप्टर 6 के बारे में। मैं जैसे पहले बताया था, टोटल जो चैप्टर 9 चैप्टर हैं एपीआई 510 में कवर होते हैं बुक में, उसमें चैप्टर 9 कवर नहीं होता है। खाली चैप्टर 1 टू चैप्टर 8 कवर होता है और एनेक्सर ए और बी होते हैं, सी डी कवर नहीं होते हैं। तो हम लोग लास्ट स्लाइड में चैप्टर 5 तक बात किए थे, इंस्पेक्शन, एग्जामिनेशन एंड प्रेशर टेस्टिंग प्रैक्टिस के बारे में बात किए थे। आज हम लोग चैप्टर 6 के बारे में बात करेंगे, जो होगा जनरल फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड एक्सटेंट ऑफ इंस्पेक्शन। यूजुअली क्या होता है, पाइपिंग सिस्टम हो या टैंक हो या प्रेशर वेसल हो, उसमें 3 तरह का टेस्टिंग किया जाता है। यूजुअली एवरी पाइपिंग, प्रेशर वेसल एंड टैंक हैज 3 यूजुअल टेस्टिंग क्राइटेरियाज, that is internal, external and unstream. ओके तो उसका एक फ्रीक्वेंसी होता है। दैट फ्रीक्वेंसी, हाउ इट इज कैलकुलेटेड, दैट वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट. So how we can do this internal inspection, about what frequency, and how we can do the external and the on-stream inspections, and what are the exceptions for these inspections, and how we can what are the relax points from the code point of view. If we didn't do the inspection, what code says, when can we do the inspection, okay, if we forget to do the inspection. So all these topics we will discuss in chapter 6, okay, and our API training course part 5, which describes for the general frequency and extent of inspection. So chapter 6 is for interval frequency and extent of inspection. What should be our interval or frequency, okay, for the inspection? So as I explained to you, we have internal inspections, external inspections and on-stream inspections. So what code says, to ensure vessel integrity, all pressure vessels shall be inspected and pressure relieving devices shall be inspected and tested at the interval and frequency provided in these sections. You will get almost 6 to 8 questions from this chapter, okay, and these 6 to 8 questions include both open book and closed book. So what it say, the appropriate inspection shall provide the information necessary to determine that all the essential sections or components of the equipment that are safe to operate until the next scheduled inspection. Why we do these interval inspections? To make sure that the equipment which is running, including the pressure vessel and the pressure relief devices, that to make sure to get the confidence that the product is running properly. That's why the code says there is a frequency of this inspection and we have to conduct it like that. So 6.2 what say, inspection during installation and service changes. So pressure vessel shall be inspected by an inspector. Okay, this is a question, by an inspector at the time of installation. Okay, he's not mentioning any engineer or any examiner. Okay, he's mentioning here inspector. In our previous chapters we have already discussed what is inspector, engineer and examiner and what are their roles. In 510 you will get many questions regarding that. The purpose of this inspection is to verify the equipment is safe for operation, that no unacceptable damage occurred during transportation to the installation site, and to initiate plate inspection record for the equipment. What else? Verify the nameplate information is correct. Nameplate, what describe, how much pressure, when it was manufactured, what is the code requirement, everything. As per the manufacturer data report and design requirements. Verify equipment is installed correctly, support and adequate are secured. Exterior equipment such as ladders and platforms are secured. When I say secured, means it is properly bolted, properly attached, secured. Installation is properly installed and planned, and other mechanical connections are properly assembled and the vessel is clean and dry. There is no foreign material inside. Verify the PRB satisfy design requirements. Whatever the design requirement is there, the PRB was installed. correct device and correct set pressure, that is very important, okay, are properly installed. You will find one question from here. Okay, there will be few options and you have to find out what is the requirement during installation and who will do the inspection. Okay, might be this is one question and this is another one question. As I told you, you have to read it line by line for APA 510 because we can get more than 60 to 65 questions. Some years it is more than 70. So vessel service change. Service change means what intended purpose it was manufactured. Now during installation and operation they have changed the service. Okay. So if the service is changed, then the inspection also will change. Okay. So if the service condition of a vessel are changed, example process contains maximum operating pressure and maximum and minimum operating temperature, the inspection interval shall be established for a new service condition. This is one question, okay. So if both the ownership and the location of vessel are changed, the vessel will be internally and externally inspected before reused. This is another one question you'll find. So one is change of service, another one is both ownership and the location will be changed, okay. So if ownership and location will be changed, then the vessel shall be internally and externally inspected before reused. If the service is changed, then the service conditions need to be evaluated and the internal and external and downstream inspection need to be changed. The inspection should include baseline examination for any anticipated future examination plan as a result of new service. Okay. Also, the allowable service condition and inspection interval shall be established for the new service. If there is a new service, then a new inspection plan should be submitted. The inspector should also assure the adequate documentation process safety information for the vessel is on file. There must be another one where question may come whether we have to include the process safety information or not. Okay, that should be included. Okay, that should be included. Might be it is a closed book question. Okay, it can be a closed book question. So what else? RBI, risk-based inspection. When we will do the risk-based inspection? An RBI assessment may be used to establish an appropriate inspection interval for internal, on-stream and external inspections, as well as inspection and testing intervals for PRBs. Okay. So the RBI assessment may allow previously established inspection intervals to be exceeded from its limit from 6.4 and 6.5. We'll check 6.4 and 6.5. There is a very basic principle of RBI. I will tell you what is the interval for internal and on-stream inspection and what is for external inspection. For external inspection, they say 5 years. Okay. Or half of the remaining life, whichever is less. For internal inspection and on-stream, 10 years, okay, or half of the remaining life, whichever is less. This question you will get guarantee 2 to 3 questions, okay. It is closed book as well as open book. It's a guarantee. You will get 2 to 3 questions. When a RBI interval for the internal and on-stream inspection exceeded the 10-year limit, the RBI assessment shall be reviewed and approved by the engineer and inspector at interval not exceed 10 years or more often it warranted by process equipment and consequent changes. Okay. So we'll go to 6.4 and 6.5 to get it more clear on that one. External inspection, on stream and internal inspection. You have to remember it. Okay. I highlighted it and make it bold. Visual external inspection at an interval that does not exceed the lesser. This is the key word. The lesser of 5 year or the required internal or on-stream inspection. Okay. So visual external inspection, external you have to remember. Okay. So it is lesser. Okay. A 5 year or the required internal or on-stream inspection. External inspection interval for vessel with non-continuous service are the same as for vessel in continuous service because the external inspection does not change during the non-continuous service. Let's say if a vessel is not in service, okay, and a vessel is in service, there is no changes for the external inspection. It is same because even though the vessel is outside, external inspection is same. If it is on stream and internal inspection, that is different. But for external inspection, it is same because it is outside. So 5 years is for whether it is service or without service. This is for 5 years. The equipment that is retired and abandoned in place, the owner and user may need to conduct appropriate external inspection to make sure that deterioration of insulation, vessel support, and other deterioration to point where they become hazard to personnel. So if a vessel is not working at all, okay, then owner can make a survey on the deterioration of insulations, vessel supports, and everything, and they can make a report on that one when to do the inspection. Okay, this is for the vessels which are retired. Usually they don't ask for the retired vessels, which is on service. Most of the questions come from them. Okay, 6.5, which is I told you you will get a questions. Okay, so internal on stream and thickness measurement inspection. How we will do it? Unless justified by RBI, the period between internal or on stream inspection and thickness measurement inspection shall not exceed, this is key term, shall not exceed one half the remaining life of the vessel. Let's say the life is 20 years. We do the corrosion allowance and we find out after 20 years it should be retired. Okay, so what is the one half of the corrosion allowance? It is half of 20 years. So it is become 10 years. Okay, life of the vessel or 10 years. Let's say it is 25 years. Okay, so 25 by 2, it is become 12.5 years. What code says? Not exceed one half of the remaining life of the vessel or 10 years. So here we have to get 10 years. Okay, let's say remaining life is 15 years. So half of the 15 years is 7.5 years. So we have to take 7.5 years. Okay, not 10 years, because it is saying lesser. Okay, whichever is less, that is the main point. We will get open book question on that one. Okay, whenever the remaining life is less than 4 years, the inspection interval may be full remaining life to a maximum of 2 years. That's what it's saying. There is another one term. This is up to 10 years. Okay, let's say we get one vessel which is 6 years. Okay, so 6 divided by 2, how much it is coming? 3 years. Okay, so what you will do? Life of less than 4 years. Now it is how much? 3 years. Okay, then the inspection interval may be the full remaining life up to maximum 2 years. That means I have to go up to 3 years. Okay, so that is very clear. You have to calculate the external inspection intervals. There is 100% question you will get from that one. Okay, the interval is established by the inspector or engineer in accordance with the owner and user QA systems. Okay, so for a pressure vessel that are in non-continuous service, the interval is based on the number of years of actual service vessel in operation instead of calendar years. Okay, so the inspection interval may be the full remaining life up to the maximum of 2 years. This you have to remember. Okay, you will get one question from here. So how the pressure vessel that are non-continuous service, the internal inspection based on the number of years, actual service based on instead of calendar. Okay, why? What does it says? Why not calendar years and why is actual service? Because of this, when provided when idle, the vessel is isolated from the process fluids. Okay, if it is isolated from pressure fluids, then there is no internal and on-stream activities is ongoing. Okay, not exposed to corrosive internal environment. So at that time we have to exclude that time. Okay, sometimes open book question will come. A vessel was installed on this date and it was not in service. Okay, for 2 years. Then it was in service for 10 years. Then you have to calculate the internal inspection. So you have to consider when it is in service. Okay, when it is not in service, you no need to calculate for internal and on-stream inspections. But for external, it is same. Okay, there is no changes. An alternate method to establish the required inspection interval is by calculating the projected MAWP. MAWP will read in 7.3. Okay, I will tell you. So, on-stream inspection in lieu to internal inspection, it will tell you as a discretion of the inspector, an on-stream inspection may be substituted for the internal inspection for the following situation. Okay, on-stream inspection sometime it is substituted. Okay, when the size of configuration makes vessel entry internal inspection physically impossible. At that time, you will get one question guarantee. This is closed book. Closed book question. You will get one question from this one. Okay. Usually, most of the time they will ask this question. Okay, the general corrosion rate of vessel is known to less than 0.005 inch or 0.125 mm per year. Then this can be substituted. Okay, 1 inch, how much mils? 1000. Okay, 1000 mils. So usually they put it in mils or mm, something like that. The vessel remaining life is greater than 10 years. We can substitute. The corrosion character of the content, including the effect of trace component, has been established at least 5 years. These terms you have to remember. Same similar services. Okay. So these are few of the points. If it usually you will get one question in this point or this point or this point. Okay. So next, if the requirement of 6.5.2.1b are not met, the next installation shall be an internal inspection. So when a vessel has been internally inspected, the result of that inspection can be used to determine whether an on-stream inspection can be substituted for an internal inspection. If the criteria will meet, then it can be substituted. Okay. So the following may be applicable when comparing pressure vessels having the same or similar service. This is important. You will get one question: A, B, or C. There is another one. Other side. Next slide. There is another one where there is a different service. Okay. So when a pressure vessel has been internally inspected, the result of that inspection can be used to determine whether an on-stream inspection can be substituted for internal inspection or another pressure vessel operating within the same service and condition. These are some of the applied methods where similar services are used. Okay, when two or more pressure vessels are installed in series and no potentially corrosive contamination are introduced at an intermediate point in the train or otherwise become present that could potentially affect the vessel integrity. Okay, this all clause we usually check whether we can substitute some of the inspection like internal and on-stream. Okay, you have to remember this one, and most possibly you will get closed book questions. When an on-stream inspection is conducted, the type of extent of ND shall be specified in the inspection plan. That includes UT thickness measurement, radiography, and other appropriate means of ND measured that thickness and the assess of integrity of the pressure boundary. Multi-zone vessels. What do you mean by multi-zone vessels? For a large vessel with two or zones of different corrosion rates. It's the same vessel, one vessel only, but the corrosion rate is different. So each zone may be treated independently. We cannot treat the whole vessel in a one sequence, and the inspection intervals will be changed depend upon the severity of the corrosion. Okay. Similarly, pressure relieving devices, what we do, similar like pressure vessels, pressure relieving devices has also frequency of inspection. Okay, what is the frequency of pressure relieving devices? So pressure relieving devices shall be tested and repaired by repair organizations. I already explained in chapter 3 what is repair organizations. You will get guarantee question from repair organizations who is called a repair organizations. Okay, so the pressure relieving devices is only be repaired by a repair organization. This is one question. Qualified and experienced in relief valve maintenance as per definition 3163. Okay. So testing and inspection interval for PRB. So PRB devices shall be tested and inspection at interval that are frequent enough to verify that the device perform reliably in the particular service conditions. PRB is very important because without a proper functioning of PRB, there may be many safety things can happen. So other pressure relieving devices, example rupture disc and vacuum breaker valves, shall be inspected and at interval based on the service condition. The inspection interval for a pressure relieving device is determined by either the inspector, engineer, or qualified individual as per the owner and user QA systems. Unless documented, experienced and or a RBI assessment indicate that longer interval is accepted. Test and inspection interval for PRB is typical process. Service should not exceed. This is important. You will get 100% one question. PRB. 5 year typically for process services and 10 year for clean, non-fouling and non-corrosive services. Okay. So there is another one question here. For a pressure relieving device is found to be heavily fouled or struck short, the inspection and testing intervals shall be re-evaluated and determined if the intervals should be certain. Okay. We have few slides after what criteria we can make it certain. Okay. So, deferral of inspection test and examinations. Inspection test or examination of pressure vessels are associated pressure relieving devices that cannot be completed by their due date may be deferred for a specified periods subject to the requirement in the following subsections. So, here it is given the simplified deferral. You will get one question from here. Okay. Usually they get 10% or 6 months. This is one question, whichever is less. Usually I get these questions. Okay. Most of the exam they get these questions. You have to read A to E, all these things. No need to explain. You have to remember all these things, and you will get one closed book question. Simplified deferral for PRB. So that's all, friends. I have explained everything about chapter 6. What is the inspection intervals for PRB and pressure vessels. Hope you like it. If you like it, share and comment with the videos. Okay. Next video will come for the chapter 7, inspection data evaluation, analysis and recording, and the last chapter I will cover in the last slide, numbers 5, 6, 7, that is repair, alternation and re-rating of pressure vessel and pressure relieving devices. Okay friends, thank you for watching.